Couple things we're going to talk about today, things that I care about, so I want to share that with you. But first things first, Arakni tarantula. I'm not saying I don't care about Arakni tarantula, I guess is what I'm getting at, but there's some other things. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but I want to talk about things. So we'll start with Arakni tarantula, Agent of Chaos. This is what happens if you roll a 5, or maybe you roll a V. If there's a V on your die, and it's not the Roman numeral 5, if you have like numbers 1 through 6, but there's just a V there in place of one of those numbers, that's what you get. You get Arakni tarantula. Anyway, you would be able to transform into a Chaos Assassin demi-hero that says whenever a dagger you own hits a hero, they lose 1 life. That includes if you flick the dagger. I'm pretty sure that's the case. If I'm wrong, correct me on it in the comment below. If you flick a dagger, it counts as being as a hit, yes? And therefore, they would lose 1 life. So technically flicking a dagger is 2, which is pretty cool because it takes 1 damage and then 1 lost life. But it says once per turn attack reaction, discard an assassin card, target dagger attack gets +3. So we're starting to see a pattern here. You look at Black Widow from yesterday and you discard an assassin card and target attack, that assassin attack gets +3. And if it has stealth, then it gets the wonderful on hit that we talked about yesterday. And with this, target a dagger attack gets +3, and you can activate that at any point in the turn. So if you have 2 daggers and you swing 1 and they block it, then you're like, cool, I'll wait till the next one and give that one +3 as well. Or you just put it on the dagger that you want to hit and get the attack through so that you can have that on-hit effect for that dagger. Either way, this one, I would say a little less powerful compared to the Black Widow from yesterday, but still quite good, and still kind of holding the theory together that all of these are going to be just good effects that you can take advantage of if you can navigate your way through the pit of chaos, if you will. So that's number 2, technically number V that we've seen. But this is what I wanted to talk about as well, because I don't know if I can talk for like 7 to 8 minutes about that Arakni. But what I can do is talk about some of the results that we have from Skirmish Season 10, Week 3, the final week of Skirmish Season. A couple of things that I think we will definitely make note of, and the biggest thing is this. I love the Blitz format. I do, and I continue to shout it from the mountaintops that Blitz is a fantastic format, and this season has proved it yet again. There was a brief period where Zen was too good, and that was Skirmish Season 9, and everyone discovered it, including myself, and it wasn't a good skirmish environment, Blitz environment, if you will. But now, back to it, because Skirmish Season 10 was fantastic. So Zen won the most events this past weekend with KO on 9, Levia on 8, which actually finally makes sense. Everyone started playing the good hero, which is Levia. KO also good. And Blaze Firemind at 7, and then Datadol at 4. Tied with Verdance, which I love because Verdance is so freaking good in this format and no one plays it. It's just super underrated. Aurora at 4 as well. Arakni Solitary Confinement, and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. By the way, Kasai got a win. And that is something that I've gone back to now that I've started playing CC and practicing, classic constructed format again. I busted Kasai back out, made some changes, added the new Rosetta expansion slot card, and it's been very fun indeed. But this right here, that result is what I think is most indicative of the Blitz format, the top heroes in the Blitz format. It's the Zens, it's the KOs, it's the Levias, it's the Data Dolls, and of course, it's Blaze Firemind, who was, and I don't know if they have it at the bottom. No, they don't. Oh no. Oh well. The winningest hero in, I'm going to pull it up. Forget it. This is what I wanted to show. This one singular picture. I just wanted to show this. She is the winningest hero with the most wins. She beat out all the others to be the Blitz top hero. And I believed it the whole time. I had faith the whole time. And look, here's the thing. I had so much faith, I built a 3-hour-long tutorial. So if you'd like to watch how to play Blaze, who is still alive in the format, even though she won a ton of events, still alive in the format going into the next time we have a Blitz skirmish season. If you want to learn how to play aggressive Blaze, which I again have said it's arguably one of the best decks, if not the best deck in the format, if you want to learn that and support this channel and support all the work that I put into learning Blaze at a very, very high level, check the link in the description. You can head over to metafy.gg, and I put a full video guide out, 3 hours long, all very worth it in my opinion. But she is awesome and she's the best, and that is now calculable. That is represented by numbers. In Living Legend, we had Bravo, star of the show, not just pick up the win over the weekend in the Calling, the very first ever Living Legend Calling, but also took 5 more wins across Skirmish Season 10. Zen right behind him. These were the top 2 decks in my mind going into the weekend. I expected one of these 2 decks to win the whole thing, and when Zen wasn't in the running, I was like, cool, it's Bravo. Bravo starred the show, and honestly, I didn't really see much that was going to stop that. I half expected them to actually make a change, like something very slight, something very small, something very tame for the LL format in the ban and restricted announcement. I expected that. They did not change anything, and I'm not really offended by that at all. I think it's still a good format, and the question is, I mean, who's going to touch this format until the next skirmish season or the next Calling that is Living Legend? Hopefully you do at the Armory level, and if so, you have a lot of options. Okay, you have a lot of options. But the next time we have a major tournament, I would posit a guess that if Starvo wins again, they will go back and they'll look at it again, which I think, to their credit, they've done a good job of thus far, has LSS. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about is not really the Living Legend format, maybe the fact that Kano continues to just flounder in obscurity. Heartbreaking. Dromai's all the way back down again, which is interesting. But is the Living Legend points. So let's go to game, Living Legend points. Which this is the really interesting thing. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, we have reached the end of the 2024 competitive season. Okay, at this point, there are, I think, no events that take place between now and the end of the year that earn you Living Legend points on the Classic Constructed side of things. So let's take a look at where we stand. Zen the Tamer of Purpose is at 845 points. The next time we go into like a competitive season for, nationals, or in this case, I think the first thing up is it Road to Nationals? Actually, it might be Road to Nationals. Let me know that in a comment below. I think it's Road to Nationals, or is it ProQuest season? No, it would have to be ProQuest. It's one of the two. It's either Road to Nationals or ProQuest season. Either way, the next time we go into it, I would expect Zen to earn a lot of those points. And if we look up here, ProQuests are going to earn you 0 points per event. It's really based on how they're doing it now, which is points per season. 1,500 points per season up for grabs. He's one of the best heroes in the format. Everyone's figured it out now. I believed it all the way back before Worlds, and it's just shown up and shown out. So I would expect him to rotate in the next time we have either Road to Nationals or ProQuest, whichever comes first, because it's going to be 1,500 points per that season. I would expect him to gobble up his share of points. He would need, 180 points? Someone do the math on that. 180 out of 1,500. How many percentage points would he need to earn of that meta share of the wins to LL? That's the interesting question. Now, here's the thing. Enigma is the other hero I'm looking at LLing, but I don't think Enigma would cross the finish line in one of these seasons, which is crazy because if I wanted either of these heroes to go, it would be Enigma. Enigma, to me, and I think I'm not the only person saying this, is the gatekeeper of the format. She's an illusionist. This is what they do. They gatekeep formats, and I think she's the well, I don't know if she's the most gatekeepy, because obviously Prism with Spectra was pretty gatekeepy, but she definitely says no to a lot of decks, and that, coupled with her ability to also gain life in certain scenarios, or just be very stompy, means that she is just automatically one of the best decks. I could be too passionate about saying that she is super gatekeepy, so let me know if I'm wrong. Feel free to sound on a comment below. But these are the two heroes I'm looking at that have gobbled up a ton of points. Obviously, Viserai as well, and Viserai is going to continue to do very well, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to go. Well, he might. He might gobble up enough points in that 1,500 span to go. But we could actually see, especially on the lower levels where everyone is playing a more local meta, we could see upwards of 3 heroes rotate in this singular season. We could see Dash go, and I think that's the only way she's going to go is through a Pro Quest or a Road to National season. Dash goes, which so be it. I mean, everyone's sort of on Dio now. Zen Tamer of Purpose goes. Viserai goes. I don't think Azalea would go in that same season, but then I would be looking at Enigma. These are the heroes that I look at and go, okay, that's something that could really move. The rest of the heroes I feel are pretty safe for another several seasons. Unless Katsu just pops way off, but I doubt it. I don't think he would move. And Kano's not moving anymore. KO probably not moving anymore as well. And the rest of these hero, well, Phi could gain a lot of plus stuff in the upcoming Hunted set, but we shall see. Nevertheless, I think the rest of the meta is going to stand pat as is. But we could see in the early part of 2025 several of those heroes rotating. Now, the other crazy thing is in Living Legend, because Zen, even though he was already gone, is back towards the top of the leaderboard. Zen and Blaze are right next to each other. They will probably survive one more skirmish season, unless... actually, I'm curious. Does it say it's 1,500 points? That's interesting. I'm curious to see how they do this, because skirmish season's broken up across, like all Blitz events, all LL events, and all sealed events, which aren't going to score points. So if it's like 750 apiece for like 750 points across 3 weeks for Blitz, and then 750, well, obviously, no. It would have to be 1,500, because if LL is the rotated, or the one set, the constructed part, so 1,500 would have to go, I guess, to Blitz, wouldn't it? That'd be interesting. Okay, so if that's the case, then yeah, like all of these heroes could rotate. Like Dory, maybe not so much, but Zen, Blaze could both rotate in the next season. That would be their final season. KO and Leviah could come close, because the moment that these two heroes go, a big hole opens up and heroes like Aurora step up. Data Doll's going to be getting some points as well. Dorinthia probably goes up a good bit. Really, the crazy thing is the Prisms should come up a lot. Like Prism should already be a very strong hero, but kind of being tamped down by the Brutes, perhaps. That's an interesting move. I could see if 1,500 points just goes to the Blitz format, Zen and Blaze will rotate. Prism will probably start to get close. KO and Leviah should be looked at, definitely, to be some of the best heroes in the format. This is going to change some things very greatly. And interestingly enough, with Blaze going, your best wizard goes, and then people have to decide whether or not they want to play Verdance or Acilio, or if they want to play, go back to the Emperor, who could be getting support in this upcoming set because he is, of course, a draconic hero and a warrior, so that you could maybe build a warrior version of Emperor, which could be very interesting. Nevertheless, he's going to possibly come back into the meta with Blaze going out as well, probably his worst matchup across the board. So those heroes rotating changes things greatly. I think we're going to see some really interesting moves the next time skirmish season rolls around after RTN season in the Blitz format, and I think Classic Constructed is going to change greatly after RTN season as well, or ProQuest, whichever one comes first. So I'm excited to see how this changes up at the beginning of 2025, and if you are too, let me know that in a comment below, and make the number go to another number, because that's what we do here. For 8 years, we've been making numbers go up. That's what I'm about. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.